What's up? It's me, Trickett. And yes, this is another amazing edition, guys, of Wake Up with Trickett. And I just want to say, hey, guys, I salute the greatness and the divinity in each and every one of you guys, and I hope everybody's doing well, okay? And with that being said, I hope you're walking in some good energy, guys, because if not, there's plenty of negative energy to bring you down, right? So, hope you're changing those thoughts, what you're talking about, thinking about, so you can get those emotions and you can lift that vibration and that frequency and start to feel a little bit better. All right. And with that being said, guys, I just want to talk to you guys real quick. Let's jump in on this. But I just wanted to mention, and this is no disrespect to anyone, because I respect everyone. But I just think sometimes, it's just sometimes we don't know, right? So I say that to say this. The person that you may be listening to, you know, as far as your readers, much love and respect to that whole community, to all the upright ones anyway. Your life coaches, much love, respect to all of them too. All the upright, anybody in the upright that's into helping others better themselves. You're only going to be as smart as they are. You're only going to be as smart as their experience. So if they haven't been 10 years by themselves or 10 years of just studying, they're not going to know about that. So if they try to give you some little cliche out the book, let me read where I studied, I'm not saying it's not right, but they're trying to make one answer fits all. And no, there's different levels of bosses on this game. In this spiritual game, we ain't all on the same level. Straight up, period, point blank. We are not. So when you hear a lot of general reads or things of that nature, if you're more, and this is no disrespect, but if you're more on the regular side, and then those reads will fit you. If you're regular, you know, you've been in and out of relationships, you're dealing with somebody right now, you know, you just got out, you can't let go of someone, you're struggling. No disrespect, but that level is, it's milk and cookies, straight up. What up? It is what it is. Okay, and it doesn't matter, because you hear a lot of people say, a lot of people teaching, right? No disrespect to them, but you can tell they haven't been through a lot. You can tell. And you can tell some things they've been through, but you can tell for the most part, God has not made their road no road like it was like, like that. No. They've had connections, whether they picked wrong or bad, they've had connections. They've had this, they've had that. They've had opportunities after opportunities. They haven't had to get it out the mud by themselves. They don't know what being put in a jar is. See, that's why they just tell you, if you're thinking negative, and I get it, but they stop at a lower level. You know what the level they stop at? It's just like an everyday, I'm regular, and I'm far from regular. See, that's the problem. I will always have to get it personal, because they're not on a level to speak on me unless I just interject my energy into that reading to switch it up, so I could just hear something that I just want to see what's going on. And I've done that already more than once. But if not, well, and then they're just going to talk about the average regular person. No disrespect, but they're just average and regular. You're not. You have not been put in a jar. You have not had voodoo on you. You have not had witches and groups of people and covens all coming against you, taking shifts. When I stop, you go. When I stop, you go. When I stop, you go. Paying practitioners. This one ain't strong enough. Let me get this one. And it doesn't matter what you're thinking, because I'm the master manifester. I manifest wellness. I don't take pills. Probably a lot of them still pop a pill. Probably wore a mask. I never wore a mask because I was like, if a mask is stronger than God, and then wow, I need to bow down before to the person that made the mask. I only wore a mask when I had to, when I just had to by the law. Someone obey the law. I never stopped hugging. I never stopped shaking hands. I never, because I don't rock fear, false evidence appearing real. I never have a mask on my face, a picture taken of fear written on my face, disguised as I'm just trying to play it safe, or whatever they want to disguise it as. I wear no disguise. I unmask the mask. So I'm just saying, you know, so they only know as much as they know. So if God has not allowed them to have voodoo put on them, if they can't tell you, like, girl, I've been by myself for 5 years fighting covens, not a boyfriend, not a side piece, not a one night stand, not a nothing. God gave you nothing, not a friend, not a nothing, no company, nothing, nada, zilch, nothing. He just allowed and watched, allowed and watched, allowed and watched. So it doesn't matter at that point in the game how positive your mind is thinking, right? I got over 100 videos of positive thinking and affirmations and how to heal yourself while you're probably taking a pill for something. No disrespect. I'm just way past that. That's why the everyday, general read will never ever apply to me unless they're tapped into my energy. Because for the most part, they seem to be tapped into just that regular, not extraordinary, spectacular. Every blue moon, they get a peak of that. But for the most part, it's just regular. Regular individuals struggling with babies that I can't let go. I'm still holding. It's just basic stuff. Basic stuff. Can they all be extraordinary later? Yeah, of course. But I'm saying, but this is going to be the level of energy across the board on all of my good loving people. Because I respect the industry. But across the board, it's always going to be on that same level. You're just only going to be hearing about the average person. So if that's you, it'll probably fit you. You're not going to hear about, this is about somebody that's been, been in deep studies over 10 years, fighting covens. You ain't getting that. That's a hit movie. That's a hero story. That's separate from the collective. Because the collective's like, heck no, I ain't go through any of that, man. I don't even know what it is to do that. God gave me options. He gave me all this, even in my karmic thinking, even in my karmic ways, even in my black magic, even in my darkest time. He still allowed me to cheat, lie, steal. Some people he didn't. He just locked them down. He just shut them down. They couldn't. With their free will. I couldn't move. With my free will. And I'm an extremely powerful being. I back down from no one. I don't care who you are. Grab you, your partners, your coven, your all your groups, it means nothing. I've been fighting so long, means nothing to me. I'm used to smacking the demonic demons around. They tremble when they come against me. I'll never run from a demonic devil, ever. Period. I'll put something on you before you put it on me. Your demonic demons have no play against my angels. My soldiers are the best soldiers. So you go through all this, and God allows it, and he watches it. But he doesn't do that to everyone. So not everybody has to go through that intense, because they couldn't handle it. They can't even listen to the reads. They crying over 1 week being by themselves. 1 month. It's been so long. Read the comments. They're just regular. God bless them, but they have no power. They're very weak. They couldn't be in my circle because they would crack too easy. So maybe down the line, if we meet up and then they're in my circle, we can war together. Bosses with bosses, you know what I'm saying? But until then, I can't do that. I can't do that other thing. Can't do that weak thing. And the reader only knows as much as their, or the teacher only knows as much as their experience. So if they haven't lost homes, if they haven't been, like I said, put in a jar, voodoo put on you, witchcraft stuck on you, fighting covens, fighting groups, fighting delusional people that just don't know when to stop, but they're going to stop when the heart stops, when their health goes away. All that'll be happening this year. Straight up. I spoke it. It's done. I've already been told. So while you have to wait on God's divine timing, which just means whenever I'm ready to do it, I'll do it. Doesn't mean it's tiring me out. Doesn't mean it's tiring him out. Doesn't mean he feels as tired as you do. He doesn't at all. He doesn't even feel you're tired. He created that energy for you. He created this obstacle, this illusion, this journey for you. It is for you. It's not made for no one else. And so he knows exactly what you're going through. He knows exactly what you're putting up with. He knows exactly because he's the one that's allowing it. He's allowing it. He knows your loneliness, but he will never, ever feel it. He knows your pain, but he will never, ever feel it. He knows your heartbreak because he allowed it. The cheating, he allowed it. Whatever good or bad took place in your life, if it took place, then God allowed it. He watched it. He didn't stop it when he could have at any time. Could have stopped it. Stopped a whole lot of stuff in my life. My free will didn't work at all. I don't believe in free will. I know a lot of you people believe you have this free will. You'll never find it in the Bible. It doesn't exist. But you've been programmed with this word so long that you just believe you have free will. It's limited free will, geniuses. It's limited. You don't just have free will to do whatever you want. Really? With no restrictions, with no boundaries. Really? Let me see that. Show me that example. I like to live by example, so show me that example. Let me see that. Just do whatever I want. Really? There's no one stopping you, no blocking you. There's no nothing. You just get free passages to do whatever. Hey, if God gave you that privilege, and then go for it. But I haven't seen it because he always has limitations. It's like a parent. You give your kids free will all the way up until you say no. Oh, can I go? Yeah. Can I get $1? Yeah. Can I go over here? Yeah. Can I go do this? Yeah. Can I do this? No. Free will just got jacked. No. Well, I'm going to do it anyway. Now you have the power to stop them from doing it anyway. So now while they're like, I'm just going to use my free will and rebel, you can even stop that. God don't stop everyone, but trust me, yeah, he stops a lot of people. And you're like, well, what happened to the free will part? And yeah, down the line, he's probably trying to save you from something, trying to help you grow, whatever. But your free will got jacked. It got stopped. It got blocked. So no, you all don't have free will. Not at the free will that you think, unlimited access. No, you don't. And then it's not always about what you think. Don't let these people keep convincing you. Yes, it is. But what I mean is this, it's not always. Why? Haven't you seen a lottery winner win the lottery? And when they talk to them, they're like, I didn't even think I was going to win. They didn't even have faith. So how you get that? How you pull that miracle out? How did doubt produce a winning ticket? How did luck come from, I didn't even think I was going to win? Come on, guys. You guys are smarter than this. I know you know the answer, right? It's God. I have mercy on who I want to have mercy on. If I want to give you something, I'm just going to give it to you anyway, whether you earned it or not. Whether you were in your right frame of mind or not. Haven't you seen two crazy people together? How did they hook up if they both think negative? And you have to do all the steps. Readers are telling you, and other life coaches and other people are telling you, well, it's not working for you. But then you're looking at some dysfunctional person down the street and you're like, well, how did he get this? Even if it's not in harmony, how was he able to still attract it, draw it? Why wasn't it blocked? Why wasn't he stopped? Why wasn't he put away? Why wasn't these things allowed to happen to him or her? I mean, it's never happening to a woman, for the most part, ever, never. God just has a different agenda for them, period. All them stories you hear about in the Bible, it's happening to the men. He got another agenda. He has a separate agenda for them. And I'll just stay away from that. So anyway, yeah, how can you describe that? You see a homeless person with another homeless person, and then you talk to them and you see clearly they're not all there, but then again, God don't even have them by themselves. Think about this. He doesn't even have them by themselves. So how do you come with that story? Y'all ain't thinking right. See, I'm telling y'all need to get it right. And look, I agree with that, but it's not always the case, guys. You're only talking like that because your level of whatever life God allowed you to experience has not been on no, it's been where it's been. It's been more so on a regular level. It's been more so on a regular level. What gifts do you got? What gifts do you have that you are fighting in warring against these demonic demons? Do demons still scare you? Do they put you in fear? Do you do videos all blacked out because you're scared of being gang stalked? Do you have fear? Is somebody able to move you with some fear? Are you worried about someone? And then we are not on the same level. No disrespect. I love everyone. You come to my class, you'll boss up and be like me. And when I mean like me, I just mean a believer, a real one that fears nothing. Because a lot of you guys have fear. Trust me. And you just gotta have to get through that. I get it. Just like you teach people, they gotta start thinking positive, say positive affirmation. But hey, baby, if you want to get that relationship, you gotta believe it's gonna come in. If you want that job, you gotta believe it's gonna come in. I got you. But what you're not telling people, if they got things put on them that God has allowed, it may not be the same one answer for the whole collective. Unless your collective, it's just regular for the most part. You don't have no generals. You're not talking to no generals because they'd probably be teaching you then. So you're not talking to no generals. So you're probably just talking to just regular people. Regular. No extremely powerful gifts. Not extremely knowledgeable. Probably carry a lot of fear, still worry about what people say, still struggling with holding on to people that don't do them right, still making bad choices and circling back to people that dog them out. But that's just where they're at, and I get all that. I get it. You're only going to be as smart, or you're only going to learn as much as your reader or your life coach or whoever you have, your best friend, confidant, you're only going to know as much as they know. That's why when they come to my class, they never leave the same way. Because they don't even know no one that has been through what I've been through. I haven't even met one person. I said, wow, look at how all the karmics all have other karmics that they have things in common that they can talk about. How they cheat, how they lie, how they do just all the ratchet stuff that, they do. And how they do it so well. But then you have the chosen ones, man, and we are out here looking for people to talk to. Because everybody wants to entertain karmics. Everybody wants to be with somebody that if somebody better came along, they leave them. You're talking to people that settle. So you're only smart as a person teaching you. And if they didn't go through any true battles, any real life experiences, and then you're only going to get what they got. Take what they got, but hopefully that'll catapult you to the next level, or that'll be enough to get you to where you want to get to. But let me tell you right now, you got people winning the lottery that never thought they would win. That's doubt. That's doubt. Even God in the Bible says, anyone that doubts me will not receive anything. But then again, they get. That's what I'm trying to say, guys. You can't always explain how it still works. You just got to chalk it up, like God says in the Bible. I give it to who I want to give. All the money in the world belongs to me. All the cattle on the hill, the silver and the gold is all mine. So he's clearly letting you know the devil owns nothing for those that believe in devil, which is energy that you put on with your own free will. So, I mean, it is what it is, guys. It's not one answer always fits all. I wish it could be. I wish he hadn't made it so simple for us to just be able to say, if you just do this, it'll work. That's how I know it's just not that. Then because you come across people like me every, I don't know, once a lifetime or something, because there's not a whole lot of us walking around. Because you can just look around and see that God ain't giving everybody this test. You can look around and see the mercy God is pouring out on everybody to do, I don't know, whatever they do. You listen to their stories and then you tell your stories. You can tell, no, not everybody's on the same battle. God is still allowing people to do a lot of things. Let's just say that. He still allows a lot. And he watches. He loves to watch. He lets it happen, then he watches. And when he's tired of watching, like my kids with the dolls, they'll eventually pick that doll up and fix it. Not because they were hurting, not because they were in pain, not even because they were tired. It was just, they wanted to fix it now. They wanted to fix you now. They wanted to, catapult you to a higher level. They wanted to give you your glow up now. The universe, quote unquote, wants to reward you now. And so, not everybody goes through the same thing. Not even everybody has to fight off the same thing. Not even everybody's fighting off the same demonic devils. Because the higher you go up, the stronger the devils. Most people are stuck at a level that I'm just like, wow. But I just see the mercy, how God pours out, still giving them relationships. Still, he gives the karmics relationships. He gives the people throwing black magic relationship. He gives, I'm telling you, let you cheat, give you good health to do it, no blocks, nothing to stop you. That road be like straight ahead for you to just go do whatever ratchet stuff you want to do, and he just wide open for you to use your free will on somebody that probably doesn't even want you to use your free will on them, but God will allow that to happen as well too. So your free will may be saying, stop, no. And God is saying, well, today I'm going to allow this person to override your stop, no. And their free will, I am going to allow, because I'm watching this, I'm going to allow this to happen. Whatever tragedy, whatever it could be, good or bad. If it happened, newsflash, God allowed it. All right? It wasn't that he didn't see it. He seen it and watched it and allowed it. And yes, he has his own reason and his own purpose, but he allows it. Trust me, guys, if God felt pain, instantly he would get out of it. Because anybody that feels pain don't want to feel the pain no more, right? And if you had the power, like God, to get it as fast as God gets it, as fast as you could speak, you could just erase it, you wouldn't be going through anything. None of us would be. God reserved that power for him because he wants you to go through some things. You signed up for it. That's what they all say. We must be on different levels on that. I would like to take a look at my contract, just saying. We must be on way different levels. Like some people must have been like, I want to be a karmic, but I still want to still be able to have this. I still want this. And I guess it was like, okay, sign on the bottom line. And then somebody else was like, I guess, I'm going to be allowed to just have things taken from me. My free will taken from me, temporary. And you know why it was taken? Because you didn't know. Lack of knowledge, right? See, these witches, warlocks, whatever, people do black magic, they're not strong at all. They're not, guys. That's why I don't fear none of them. They run from me. They're not strong at all. If they were, they wouldn't do things in secret, right? They're hiding in a closet or in their house somewhere, wherever these cockroaches live, right? Under some rock or something. And they're trying to do some woo-woos on people like me, and it don't work. Jesus in the Bible said to the king that they brought him before, I think it was Pontius Pilate. Jesus said, look, bro, and I'm just speaking in my language, but it means the same thing. He said, you cannot do nothing to me that my Father in heaven doesn't allow you to do. See, that's where I'm at. So your karmics, your black magic people, they can't do anything to me. So whenever something is allowed to happen to me, it was just because God allowed it to happen. He's like, look, bro, I'm going to allow this to happen. I'm going to allow them to do this. I'm going to allow this to happen. I'm going to protect you, but I'm going to allow you to feel it. I'm going to allow you to go through it. I'm going to allow them to play me. I'm going to allow them to play me in your life. They thought they created you and all this. Okay. So I'm going to allow people to take some of your years from you. But what they won't know is that I'm making you to be way more victorious than them. What they don't know is that your life will be their karma. Every day they have to see you. So I know it looks like, man, I allowed a lot of negative things to go on, and which I probably did. And all your positive thinking would have never got you out of it until God said, it's time for you to get out of it. You would have never got out of it, period. You don't get that relationship until God says you get it. Thinking positive or not. Because it's on God's divine timing. What does that even mean? This is the fastest horse in the deck. What does that mean when it comes to God's timing, genius? Really? What's fast for God? Somebody please, leave a quotation, write it in the box. Say something if you don't have fear in you. Talk to this boss. What's fast for God? I really would like to know that. That's a mystery all by itself. Fast? What is fast? Keep listening. You'll hear these same stories 6 months from now. Talking this same exact thing. And I'm going to leave you guys with this. I watch a bunch of readers, right? Think I need to read? No. I watch a bunch of readers because I'm building an army. I got to know who tells the truth, who doesn't. Because when it's time for me to move, I know who to pick, to put on the team. Because I know they're valid. I know they're real. That's why I watch. And then every once in a while, I want to see if I can hear something about me. I know pretty much, but I still want to, entertain me. I still want to see. If you know, then I'm going to have to put my energy in their reading. And then I'll get a little bit, because I can't talk too much of it, because they're like I'm going to lose my whole collective, because they're not at your level. They're not doing what you're doing. God did not allow what he allowed to you to happen to them. So the average individual listening to me is on a way lower level. They're still wrestling with fear. They're still dealing with, karmics. They're still struggling with leaving relationships. And, they're still struggling with, do I have self-worth, or what's my value? They're still struggling with like basic stuff. Basic. And God is holding their hands through all that basic stuff where you didn't get your hands held. Talk about tough love. Tough love. Understatement. These people are catching all kinds of breaks, and I'm glad they are. That's their journey. That's the story God has for them. This is his dollhouse, and how he decides to play with each and every one of us, what he decides to put each and every one of us through, it's different, and it's always going to be on his time frame, and it's not going to be because of you. Because if there was a way to make God move faster, please show me how you do that. Because these people are crying for just, it's been 2 weeks, it's been 2 months, it's been 6 months, it's been 1 month. They can't even handle being by themselves for 1 week before they already crack and go back to a karmic or do something like that. You know what I mean? And God allows all that for certain people, for the majority of people. But then he has a chosen few. All that junk is shut. He shuts all that down when it comes to a chosen few. I'm not saying the other ones aren't chosen. They're just chosen on a lower level. Even in the Bible, God said some will be great in heaven. Some will be not so great. I'm on that great. Because what I have to go through, I'm like, dang, man. I'm looking forward to rain down for all the work that I've had to be put through. Well, I see people just, I don't know, complaining over what they're complaining through, and I'm sure that's a lot for them. God bless them. So, anyway, guys, I'm thinking about doing some life coaches. I think I'm going to open it back up again. Help some other people get their strength, get some wisdom, get power back in their life, get value back in their life. If you haven't had to go through what I've had to go through, then your road is already easier. So you have somebody like me teaching you, and then you can already boss up a lot easier because I have been through a whole lot and made it with victory at every angle. Every turn, nobody's never beat me. So I'm just saying. I'm thinking about opening that back up. Also thinking about doing some classes, teaching people how to use the pendulum. Why? Because that's your mind. Teach you how to use that muscle that you don't know how to use only but for negative. Show you how to control energy like I can. Because you can too. And then when you know how to direct energy, and then you know when you move it, you know for a fact, without a shadow of a doubt, it's doing exactly what you need it to do. When I put some energy out anywhere, I know it does exactly what I want it to do. If I ever doubt it, I can just have my pendulum show me, did it do what I want it to do? It's going to tell me yes or no. So I'm thinking about doing some classes too to teach that. If you guys are interested, it's what I'm thinking. But I'm only looking for real people. I'm not looking for a whole lot of people because I don't want to take on a whole lot of negative energy, right? Because I'm going to have to take on all these different people's energies, right? Protecting my energy at the same time while bossing them up all at the same time. So now my proteges are no one to play with. They are no one to mess with. You know who they are by the power they walk in. They will be no joke. So I'm seriously considering that right now. So I'll meditate on that and just see what God wants me to do with that. But I'm just saying, guys, you're only going to know as much as the person talking to you. You're only going to know as much of their experience, whatever they went through. You're only going to know as much as they went through. That's it. That's it. And anybody doing you wrong, whatever. God will deal with them. He calls it an illusion. He lets them think that they're getting away. It's all written in the Bible. He's like, if they only read, they would know that you're not going to get away. I just make you think you are. And because time means nothing to me, I might let you do it for 5 years, 10 years. I might let you do it like to trick it. And still 10 years, a decade. But God's like, you didn't steal it. I allowed it. It was part of my game. And I boosted your ego to make you think that you were really doing it, right? And he's like, dude, I pulled a Jesus move like Jesus said. You can only do what my Father in heaven allows you to do. Period, point blank. And on that note, guys, I'm tricking them out of here. And you guys all have an amazing day. And it is what it is, guys. Stay strong on your journey. And keep those thoughts positive, yes. But just because you're thinking positive doesn't mean you're going to get it right now. Just because you're thinking positive doesn't mean it's going to line up when you want it to line up right now. Because trust me, could it? Yeah, God could fix the person, fix the other person, fix your whole situation like that. But does he do it like that for the most part? No. Can he? Yes. But he's in no rush. That's why when you're suffering, he's in no rush to fix you. Because he's not suffering. But he understands it because he created the energy. And on that note, I love you guys. Take care. Take it easy. Choose wisely. Peace out.